Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. It's your boy Joe and LSG in the house. And yes, we are here to inspire you. We just want to say thank you guys to everybody that has been liking, everybody that has been following, sharing, subscribing. Thank you for the comments and thank you for the inspirational messages. We really appreciate you and we're here for you. Big shout out to our boy Fabrizio for his beats in the last video. Guys, if you haven't checked out the last video, definitely check him out. Check out his beats at the end of the video. They are fire. You guys can follow him on SoundCloud, Instagram, Spotify at PRODBRIZIO. We'll tag him in this video as well. But guys, definitely check him out. Check his beats out. Today is the day, guys, and the time is now. Whatever tough obstacles, whatever challenges, whatever tough decisions that you're going through today, just know that that's a defining moment. So make that decision to cut out all distractions. Put on those blinders. It's exactly like in a horse race. The horse, they wear the blinders for a reason, to cut out all distractions. All right, guys, cut out all distractions and run your race. Thinking about somebody that's running their race and super determined, super focused, today you guys are in for a treat. I'm telling you. On the show today, we have a special guest with us today. Everybody give him a round of applause. On the show today, we have a special guest with us all the way from Johannesburg, South Africa. He is a dancer, he's a mentor, he's a leader to many, he's a world traveler, he's super humble, and he knows what he wants. It is great to have you here on the show as a guest today. A world traveler, super humble, and he knows what he wants. Mr. LSG Lesego is in the building today. It is great to have you on the show as a guest today and to find out more about you. LSG, you ready?
What's up? I'm ready, fam.
What's up, man? How you doing today?
I'm blessed, man. Highly favored. Truly blessed beyond measure, man.
Nice, man. I love it.
The current situation, the current climate, man, I stay blessed.
Yes, amen to that. So it's great. Like I said, it's great to have you on the show today as a guest. And just to find out just a little bit more about you. So we're gonna dive right into it. All right.
Let's get it.
Let's get it. So tell us just a little bit about yourself. Where are you from? What? Just a little backstory behind LSG, Mr. Lesego. Just a little bit of backstory about yourself. Where you're from, and what? Just some of your goals and why do you do what you do? What drives you?
So I appreciate that edification first and foremost. Shout out to you, Joe. Shout out to, everybody that's out there, supporting what we do, supporting us as individuals, you know what I mean? And shout out to our families, our friends all around the world, you know what I'm saying? And I hope you all are keeping strong, staying safe, staying positive, regardless of what your current situation, regardless of your environment and what's happening around the world. With the pandemic and everything else. And so, yeah, it's hard when things are going wrong. It's hard to stay positive. It's hard to stay positive. It's hard to stay motivated and inspired with all the negativity that's happening around us. And it's tough. So, I mean, if you're going through that, we stand with you. We're all in together, at the end of the day. So, appreciate you guys. And yeah, okay, so let's get it. Just to answer your question, a little bit of background about myself. My name is LSG. I'm better known as LSG or Les, but my real name is Lesego Mokoena. I got the name LSG from my cousins, and people started calling me that in high school. So LSG, if you take the two E's and the O out my name, you get LSG. So pretty much everybody with the name of Lesego is LSG, kind of like Bob is Robert, or a Bill is a William, although I don't get how a Bill, William, that's none of my business. But anyway, just a little bit about myself. I'm from Johannesburg, South Africa. Born in Pretoria, but raised in Johannesburg my whole life. So I consider myself a native of Johannesburg. I moved from Pretoria to Johannesburg in my early early years, I really actually don't remember. But I was very fortunate to have been raised by both parents and raised around, you know, my siblings. I've got I've got 3 sisters, 2 brothers, and all of which have been very influential in pretty much my everyday life. And you know, many of you know that I'm a dancer, and who really inspired me to start dancing and to start breakdancing or b-boying, to be specific, was my brother. You know, he used to be a b-boy himself. He used to be a dancer. So when he got involved, I saw him and his crew practicing on our front porch, and I was like, "Oh, this is insane!" Or what? Like these are things that I only see on TV, you know. And him and I used to, you know, we were very heavily inspired by Michael Jackson. I remember we would moonwalk on the carpet. We would learn his routines, Smooth Criminal, Thriller, Billie Jean, you name it. You know, we had a VHS cassette tape that we would watch of Michael Jackson. We would just emulate him and just wish that we were Michael Jackson. You know what I'm saying? We'd always compete, who's the better Michael Jackson, and we'd always fight because I'm the best. I'm the better Michael Jackson. You know what I mean? And I'm the best. Anyway, so fast forward, when he got into high school, he started breakdancing. He started dancing, and I'll just look at him and his crew, and I'm like, you know, I can do that. I can do that. I couldn't do it at the time, but I because I was so competitive, because me and my brother were so competitive, I told him, I can do that better than you. I can do that better than you, you know. And I remember practicing in my bedroom when he wasn't around, you know, when he was busy with his crew. So I'd go to our room in secret. I'd I'd come up with moves, and I'd come with some you know, BS moves, and you know, anyways, and then I'd come back to him and I'd be like, "Yo, look, I told you I could do it. Check me out," you know. And I'd do those little silly moves, and he'd be like, "Oh, snap, yo, you should come practice." So I started practicing with him and his crew. I forgot what their names were, man. I'll get the name for you. But I started practicing with it, and his crew's like, "Yo, that's a swipe, and that's a baby freeze." I'm like, "Yeah, I did this in my room, man." I'm like, "Yo, you guys have been doing this for months. I did this in my room in like 3 days. What?" So, and every time they'd come over, I'd go out and practice with them. You know what I'm saying? And that was early. That was late. That was like grade 6, grade 7. And I learned a 6-step. I learned how to flare. I could do 1 flare, and I call myself a b-boy. But I wasn't really surrounded by the culture. I wasn't really surrounded by other b-boys. I was just surrounded by back. So I was just surrounded by brother and his crew, and they would take me out to like jams. They would take me out to competitions, and I'd see, you know, legendary, you know, South African b-boys. You know what I'm saying? I'd look up to them, and I'd be inspired by them, and I'd always see them on like Yo TV or Crazy. Or we had this channel called what was it called? It was called Shizners. This is like a hip hop program on ETV, and all the dope b-boys and all the dope hip hop artists would go there. I think this was like on a Friday or something, and you'd see them. He'd be like, "Yo, I'm gonna do that one day," you know what I'm saying? And it's cool. Fast forward, 2012. So wait, let me go back. So my brother was very heavy into hip hop, and he stopped b-boying, he stopped dancing, and he got into rapping. So when he stopped dancing, I kind of stopped dancing, because he was my reference. He was my like go-to guy in terms of like dancing. So when he stopped, I kind of stopped as well. And I was like 12, 13 years old. But I kept messing around with it. Like I was still doing 1 flare, couple of windmills, 6-step, and the stupid ass freeze, you know what I'm saying? And I'd call myself a b-boy. But again, I wasn't surrounded by other b-boys. Fast forward to 2012, I'm in college now. still doing the same moves as I was doing back then. 2012, I meet my boy KG at the student center in college in front of everybody. Like everybody's out there at the food court getting lunch and doing all these things. And I see this dude hanging around some of my friends. We had mutual friends, and I see him and he's doing a little top rock. I'm like, oh, that's a cute top rock. You know, you a B-boy? You a B-boy? He's like, yeah, I'm a B-boy. You know, how you know? I said, yeah, I see your little top rock over there. You know what I mean? And so he's like, you're a B-boy? I'm like, yeah, I'm a B-boy. He's like, let's battle. I said, what? Nah, man. He's like, no, let me see what you got, bro. You're talking all that smack. Let me see what you got. So we battled in the student center in front of everybody, and he smoked me, you know, annihilated, embarrassed me pretty much, you know. I was like, you know, I need to go back to the drawing board, man. I can't do this no more. This is embarrassing. So we started training together. And through him, I was exposed to pretty much the entire B-boy scene, the entire hip hop scene in Johannesburg and South Africa as well. And I got to meet some of the people that I would see on YoTV, that I would see on Shizness. You know, I'd like hang out with the people that my brother used to hang out with when he was still breaking, and all the guys that my brother and his crew would talk about, like, yo, we saw so and so, and you know, they thought that whatever B-boy beef they had at the time, you know, this person, you know, they said they were dope, and you know, and I got to meet them, and I told them who my brother was. Many of them didn't know. Many of them did know who my brother was, and you know, so I was very fortunate to be exposed to the scene through my boy KG. We're still friends till this day, you know, even though he doesn't dance. And through him again, you know, I was able to join this amazing crew called Creative Beings, representing Johannesburg. You know, our crew is split up into different places around the world right now. You know, one is in America and one is in France, Netherlands, and the rest of us are here in South Africa, you know, Johannesburg and Cape Town. So yeah, I was very fortunate to be, you know, influenced and inspired by these people, you know, starting back, you know, going back from my brother and his crew to my boy KG, to my crew. And now, you know, now we're here. Now we're inspiring everybody everywhere through this platform and through this amazing journey, regardless of whether we're in a pandemic or not. You know what I'm saying? We're doing something, and I pride myself in knowing that I've come this far, even though I've got a long way to go. Of course, you know what I'm saying. I think I'm never satisfied, in a good way. You know, I'm never satisfied in a good way. I'm always hungry. I'm always, you know, I've always got that vigor, and that comes from my foundation. Again, that comes from my family and the discipline that my parents have instilled in me, and my other siblings as well. So yeah, I mean, I hope that answers. That's just a little brief overview of what I'm really about, man. Like, hip hop is one thing that I'm very passionate about. You know what I'm saying? It helped me through depression, you know what I mean? It helped me through, you know, it's just a state of not knowing self. And I feel like through hip hop, I got to know myself, and I got to, you know, really know what I want out of life. Because at the time, I didn't really know what I wanted out of life, you know what I'm saying? And when your back's up against the wall, I think for me, that's, you know, we were speaking about this earlier on. When my back's up against the wall and I'm pressured, that's when I thrive. That's when I do my best work. You know what I'm saying? When I feel like there's no other way out but forward, that's when I do my best work. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, hopefully that answers your question. That's really
100%. And we were also talking about this before on music. It has that effect to you as well, you know. It definitely helps you out it could be any aspect of your life, any type of music, you know, and that's why people listen to it, to get into some sort of mood, you know.
Yeah.
And man, so that's really inspirational. So tell us, what like what is a daily like a day in the life with LSG? What do you do on a daily basis to get you mentally prepared for what, like, because we're going through crazy times, you know, pandemic and everything else that's going on. Tell us, like, what a daily life, your routine, you know, just real quick, on what do you do on a daily basis just to get yourself started in the day and to get yourself started on a good vibe, on a good step, rather than, you know, that old saying, oh, that person must have rolled off on the wrong side of the bed this morning, you know? Even if you roll off on the wrong side of the bed this morning, how do you get yourself back into gear, you know? Just briefly talk about that real quick.
Yeah, I mean, to be totally honest with you, I'm not speaking on behalf of anybody else, but I'm speaking on behalf of me. You know, I'm guilty of waking up and checking my phone and checking social media. I don't do this anymore, but I used to check my social media or my emails and whatever, or my notifications, and see what the latest news is on Instagram, Facebook, and all of those social media platforms, and seeing all the negative stuff that's happening. That is toxic. If you're waking up to that every single morning, first thing in the morning, you're picking up your phone and you're checking Facebook, Instagram, you know, you're doing yourself such a disservice. You know what I'm saying? You're doing yourself. It's really not good for your mental health. I promise you. You know what I mean? So what I did was, eventually I stopped touching my phone completely, unless it's to like listen to like motivational audios or daily affirmation. But what I used to do back then, I think you can still do it now on Instagram and Facebook, where you could choose whose post you know would pop up on your timeline first daily on first thing in the morning or whatever, you know. So that's what I did. So I'd go to certain people's pages like Robin Sharma, Eric Thomas, Les Brown, Jim Rohn, Zig Ziglar, Napoleon Hill. I'll go to all those pages and I would set that little thing on Facebook and Instagram, so that their content pops up on my feed, on my timeline, first thing in the morning, because I knew I wasn't disciplined enough to not check my phone out. I'm being honest with you. I knew at the time I wasn't disciplined enough to be like, nah, I don't think I'm going to check Facebook today or this morning. You know what I'm saying? So I knew I was setting myself a trap, kind of, and knowing that, okay, I'm going to check my phone. So I checked my phone, and the first thing that would pop up is a quote from Robin Sharma or Les Brown or Eric Thomas. You know what I'm saying? And it would just, like, my timeline was filled with these quotes. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, oh damn, all right, now I can get my day started. You know. Eventually that like faded out, and I stopped doing that completely, and I got into like self affirmations and like daily affirmations and meditation. So a day in the life of LSG. So I wake up and I give thanks for everything that I have in my life. So I immediately, even if I roll out of bed, you know what I'm saying, I hit the snooze button 4 or 5 times. You know, I'm being honest with you. Like, I hit the snooze button like 3 times or whatever. I still get up, give thanks, go through my daily affirmations. I literally have I downloaded this program by Wesley Virgin. You can check out. I'll leave the link down below after this video. So I listen to my daily affirmations by Wesley Virgin, and then I meditate. I take the AirPods out and I meditate. And then I just visualize not only my day, but I visualize where I want to be in 3, 5, 10 years time. And then I just get started with my day. I get up, have a cup of coffee, relax for a little bit, have some fruit 10 minutes later, and then have breakfast. I'd have, like, you know, oatmeal with banana, peanut butter and honey, and then I start my day, and I start studying. I'm currently studying Forex and affiliate marketing, social media marketing. I run, and again, you can check the link out in the comment section or the description bit down below. I run two social media pages, one called Utopia Mobile Spa, and Simo Cosmetics, skincare cosmetics. It's all the same company, just different products and services and different pages, but I run those two pages as well. Of course, I do this. I do this beautiful platform that we have that is called We Inspire Everybody Everywhere. And I do that for like an hour, 2 hours, maybe 3 hours. I study and I run the pages, and then I go out and I dance. I bought myself a little vinyl that I roll out outside, and I just start practicing my moves. You know what I'm saying? Just to keep myself sane. Just to, you know, I just feel like dancing just keeps me. It keeps me alive, man. I swear, if I wasn't dancing, I'd be so depressed and I'd be sad. I'd be a sad human being. Genuinely, I'm being honest with you. Just be a sad human being. You know what I'm saying? If I'm just, all I'm doing is I'm on social media and I'm on my phone, I'm on my laptop, computer, or whatever, and I'm doing nothing else. For me, what makes my day is going outside and dancing, even if it's like an hour, even if it's 2 hours. That's okay. At least I know I've done, you know, my body a great service. I've done my body justice for the day, and then I could just relax and do whatever it is I want to do. You know what I'm saying? And so, and then when I'm done with that, I just continue studying. You know, I continue studying, watching videos on affiliate marketing, or forex, or social media marketing, or whatever it is like that. Because you know, I'm just trying to get into that online space. Well, I'm already on that, but I'm just trying to, you know, 10x it. I'm trying to expand. I'm trying to get better, and I'm trying to, you know, like I said, I'm trying to 10x it. I'm trying to multiply and just improve on my skills. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I guess that's pretty much it, man. And then I do this, you know.
Wow, man, that's truly inspirational.
Yeah.
I love that. And when you were talking about your breakfast, man, oh, I'm getting hungry. But yeah, but I'm gonna have to come over for some breakfast one day, bro. So
Over, bro. 16-hour flight, no rush.
Yeah, right. So how do you keep yourself inspired? Tell us briefly how do you keep yourself inspired, and what does success mean to you?
How do I keep myself inside? Pretty simple, man. I try to guilt trip myself. So let's say I'm working on something, and I wake up and I'm like, nah, I don't feel like doing that today. You know, first of all, I got to be conscious of the fact that I just said I don't feel like doing that today. And so I catch myself and I say, you know, what would happen if I decide not to do that? What would happen if I decide not to go to the gym? Or what would happen if I decide not to study affiliate marketing or forex today? And then I answer myself and I say, I'll never gain my financial freedom. I'll never be healthy, wealthy financially. I'll never be able to provide for my family. I'll always be a slave to a 9-to-5, or in our industry, a 9 to 9 or 9 to 12 a.m. midnight. You know what I'm talking about. Those are the hours that we work in hospitality. But so that's again, keeping, you know, mentally putting myself in that position where I feel like my back's up against the wall, even if it's for like five minutes. You know what I'm saying? Just guilt tripping myself and be like, yo, if you don't do this, there's no other way out. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. I guilt trip myself. That's what keeps me motivated. That's what keeps me inspired, and just watching people that have what I want, and just allowing myself to be inspired by them, not comparing myself to them, but allowing myself to be inspired by their story and by their failures and by their successes as well. And again, not comparing my success or failures to theirs, but just allowing myself to be inspired by them, and just surrounding myself with like-minded people, purpose-driven people, goal-driven people. You know what I'm saying? I just want positive energy around me. You know what I'm saying? I know that's a weird, kind of approach, but that's what inspires me, knowing that if I don't do something, I will never get the results that I want, number one, and I'll never live the life that I want to live. You know what I'm saying? I'll never gain my financial freedom, my time freedom, most importantly. I believe that's the number one resource that we all have is time. I will never get my time back. I will always be a slave to another job, making somebody else's dreams a reality and not making my own reality. So that's the guilt trip that I put myself on. I wouldn't say on a daily basis, but yeah, I'd say on a daily basis, because sometimes I'm just like, there is no pressure really. Even though there's pressure, I put myself under pressure, but there's no pressure because I don't have a job. I don't have to wake up early. I don't have to do certain things. I could just wake up at 12 midday, have lunch, do whatever, and no consequences. I could just keep living like that every single day, and be comfortable and be, complacent. I want to achieve certain things, and I'll be waking up at 1 o'clock, 1 p.m. I have to get up a little earlier and put my head down and grind. You know what I'm saying? Learn to earn. So yeah, that's and my definition of success is me at 100 years old, on my deathbed, surrounded by my family, my immediate family, my kids, my grandkids, great grandkids. That is, so me at 100 years on my deathbed, surrounded by my family, having left a legacy and having left an empire, having left generational wealth for my family. So not just leaving something tangible, but something beyond money, beyond material wealth, having left an empire, because my grandkids or kids could inherit $1 million, but if they don't have the knowledge and if they don't have the means to make that $1 million, if they don't have the means to 10x that $1 million, make it, multiply it to like $10 million, and they'd easily lose it. But if I equip them with the knowledge, and if I equip them with certain things, then they'll be able to not only do it for themselves, but they'll be able to do it for people that they're surrounded by. You know what I'm saying? Do it for their families and help their families and everybody else around them. You know what I'm saying? So that's my definition of success.
Yeah, absolutely. Those are great key factors. Now, what would you tell your grandchildren today if you were going to influence them, if you were going to inspire them? What is one thing that you would tell them?
It's probably gonna sound cheesy, man, but family is everything. I tell them, because that's my foundation, and that's where my hunger and my discipline and my drive comes from. That comes from my family. That comes from the values that my father and my mother instilled in me, not only me, but my siblings as well. So that's definitely something that I want to instill into my kids and grandkids. I have 3 tattoos, and all of them are family-based tattoos. You know what I'm saying? So family is a very, very big factor in my success. It's a very big factor in pretty much everything that I've accomplished, big or small, in my life. And so what I'd tell my grandkids, I'd say, hey, listen, man, you're gonna inherit a lot of money one day, when I leave. So, but all of that means nothing if you don't have family. If you don't, you're not rich unless This is a quote by the Godfather. I might be paraphrasing. He says, "A man that has no family is not rich. A man that can't take care of his family is not rich." So you can have all the money in the world, but if you can't take care of your family, if you're not and not in terms of money, not just in terms of money, but if you're not able to take care and provide for your family, then you're not rich. That's just my definition. That's just my opinion. You know, if you can't provide for your family, then you're not rich. If you can't care for your family, love your family, you're not rich. So that's what I tell my grandkids. You know.
Okay. Wow. That's very inspirational. Wow.
Yeah. But again, I'm 100 years old. You know.
Yeah. Exactly. And I like how you spoke it into existence when you said that you will, speaking to your grandchildren, you will inherit a lot of money. I like how you spoke that into existence. And so, yeah, so that concludes the interview from LSG today. Is there anything else you want to say to the people today?
Nah, man, that's it. Yo, continue to follow us and share and subscribe to our videos. You know, we appreciate the support. You know, a lot of you guys have been sharing our stuff, and shout out to Gina for sharing. Shout out to Monica, Fabrizio. Shout out to all of you guys. And this is just another episode of getting to know us, or getting to know me. You know, we get to know Joe as well. But you know, for those of you that have been liking, sharing, and subscribing to our stuff, and we appreciate you guys. This is only the beginning. Again, man, stay safe, stay blessed. You know, stay positive. We're all in this together, like I said earlier on, and we're gonna come out of this all together as well. So, you know, be blessed, man. Like I said, stay positive. Keep your mind right. You know, take care of your health, your mental health, most importantly. Keep meditating, keep praying. If you guys look, I keep saying this. If you guys need any, you know, conversation, if you need somebody to vent with or vent to, hit one of us up, hit both of us up, and we'll have a good conversation, man. We'll exchange ideas, perspectives, and we'll just, you know, hold each other up. You know, that's really what I believe that we're designed to do, is help each other. You know what I'm saying? So that's all. That's it from me, guys. I appreciate you guys.
Absolutely, man. Wow, that was great. So yeah, like Lesego said, like, share, subscribe. We really appreciate you guys. We really appreciate the love. We appreciate everything. Just believe it, declare it, achieve it. You guys got this. We are out. Thank you guys. Have a great and blessed day.
Let's go.